Hello, welcome or welcome back to the channel. This is the October 2023 reading, general monthly reading for Virgo. Hello, Virgo. And hello, cross watchers, if you're watching as well. And today I meditated over the cards before we started filming, and I did that with Labradorite. That is a crystal. Take a look at it here. It's like blue, green, iridescent, super cool. It's very good for channeling transformative energy, as well as scrying energy and just divination. So it's just very good in general for readings, but also specifically because we have the harvest moon coming up here at the end of the month. It's a very transformative time of year for everybody. So I thought that would be an appropriate crystal to use to channel some of the energies through the cards for you today. So we are going to go ahead and pick out 10 for a Celtic cross spread today. And do remember that this is a general reading, not a one-on-one reading, so everything is going to be kind of take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Hopefully some of these things do resonate for you. If they do, please feel free to like, subscribe, or let me know down in the comments below how it resonated for you. I always appreciate that. All right. Was that two? No, that was one. Okay, that should be it. And I love a good Celtic cross spread, right? They're very old-fashioned, but I think that they're some of the best. They're one of the best spreads because they get into it kind of from two different sides, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But I think that it kind of gives you multiple angles to look at. Okay. So, looks like we've got a person, a masculine person, whether it's a man, whether it's just a masculine energy, it's somebody of a masculine nature or a circumstance of a masculine nature that looks like it is the heart of this issue, and it looks like there is some heartbreak that might be associated with this person or this situation. So the Emperor is a card of, usually can be a person, can be an energy, but it's masculine for sure. And it's a person who is strong and is aware of their value and aware of their strength, but can be a little bit cold and distant because they're way above everybody else, so they can sometimes play people a little bit like a chess game. So it is an energy of kind of a little bit, could be mildly manipulative energy, but very strong and very powerful energy, and very much masculine and controlled energy with that Emperor card. And the Three of Swords, as you see, it's, you know, the card of heartbreak. So this could be a heartbreak that you're currently dealing with. Maybe somebody broke your heart. Maybe a male broke your heart. Maybe you are this male with this broken heart. Or perhaps you are being faced with the situation where you're going to have to break somebody's heart, or somebody's heart has been broken and you feel like you're involved in some way. It looks like whatever the circumstance, you are being given a lot of support. You feel like you maybe feel like you have a lot of the, actually I think you might be doing the supporting now that I'm looking at this, but your understanding of the circumstances, you are in control of giving out aid. You have the ability to provide the needed elements in order to make this situation happen, or maybe you know why this situation is okay, or validating this situation for you even though it might potentially hurt somebody. This just seems like it's you knowing that you are being maybe charitable or feeling charitable. I mean, the Six of Coins is a card of charity. It is a financial card of charity, but there are no other coin cards in this spread. So I don't feel like this is specifically about a financial endeavor or a job or something like that. It feels more like this is just supposed to be representing charity in some aspect. So I feel like maybe you feel like you're giving a charity, you are being charitable by doing this thing that could potentially break someone's heart, or that you are the receiving end of the charity. You are in some way in control of a charity. There's charity surrounding you in this situation. But I think it's you. I think you feel like you're doing something charitable. or sacrificing of yourself in some way in order to, well, just sacrificing yourself in some way. I'm not sure what it's in order to do. I don't know if you're breaking up with somebody, maybe you feel like it's a sacrifice emotionally for you, but that you're doing it for the better, the greater good of both of you. Or if you just feel like maybe you are having to sacrifice, maybe you have to sacrifice something you love, or be charitable with something you love that you don't want to have to give away, and it's kind of hard for you to do that. It looks like you've got, well, the Hierophant is really spiritual stuff, but it's often marriage specifically, or like very traditional roles and traditional places in a spiritual or religious aspect normally. And this position is the position of things that you might not be aware of that are influencing the circumstances that are surrounding you. So maybe there are some potentially dogmatic or religious issues that you don't know about that are influencing this other person's behavior maybe, or perhaps you have some help from friends in a church or in a community religious setting, in a that might be of whatever denomination, that might be aware of what's going on with you and this other person, or just with you, period. If this is just you, it might not be a relationship, it could be your own personal relationship with yourself. But it seems like adjacent to a specific religious aspect, there is something that you are not fully aware of, that's going on, that's influencing this situation a little bit. And it might either be tied to a church, tied to a mosque or a synagogue or whatever, what have you, like maybe just like a pick a little talk a little thing. Maybe there's a group of women that have a like daytime worship or something, and they've been talking. Who knows? It could be something like that. Or it could be that this person, maybe you're thinking about breaking up with somebody, and this person has some restraints again that are from their dogma that you don't know about, they haven't felt comfortable talking to you about, or something like that. Or it could be that this is a marriage. It could be that you are feeling like you're being charitable in a marriage, and that marriage might not be doing so good. It looks like there's heartbreak surrounding somewhere, and this Hierophant is the marriage card. So, but this is more hidden stuff. This is less the stuff that's right in your face, and I would think that it would be in a place more prominent if that was what this was. But, who knows? It's the cards. They read how they read. It resonates how it resonates. But it looks like you set something up, and you feel like you had been waiting for news about something. You set up some kind of you set something up to find out something, or you set up a business, or you set up a plan, you set up some kind of thing was put in motion, and you were the one who put it in motion. And you've been kind of pacing it out since you did that. But that's going away. So I think there's been a resolution to that, or you know where your ship is, or whatever. Like you're not really waiting anymore. There's no anticipation anymore. Whatever it is that you had laid the groundwork for has come and gone. And now you're dealing with some mental strain. This looks like you might be kind of torturing yourself a little bit. You might be hurting yourself a little bit mentally over this thing. You might be spending waking nights, just like waking up in the middle of the night thinking about it. If you have night terrors, you might be experiencing night terrors right now. Whatever this situation is serious for you, and it is making you very upset. It seems to me like you are thinking yourself into a nightmare. Notice that this is, a guy awake in the middle of the night. He is flipped out. His little dog is like, "Oh, I hope you're okay. Are you okay?" It's a nightmare. It's not a physical fight. It's not something that is necessarily real, but it is something that you are torturing yourself with. You are driving yourself mad with this thing. You're waking up in the middle of the night. You're tossing, you're turning. You're not sure what's going on. You need to know what's going on. You're feeling out of control or out of sorts, and it's plaguing you at night. But I don't think that's good. I think that's not what you want. I think that's where you're headed right now, kind of with how you're dealing with this situation, but that you don't need to go there. That's not where And it's easy to get out of that because that's very much your own thing that you've done to yourself. That's not something that is being done to you. You can definitely get out of that if you change your mindset a little bit. So what's interesting is we have moved to the Four of Swords, which so the way I see this, the way I said earlier, how I read this as two different sections. So I see this as more kind of what's happening physically, what we have manifested and what we are manifesting. That's why it doesn't go too far into the future. It's all near past, recent past, near future. It's all kind of contained. This is more what is here that you can see, that you can touch, that you can feel. This is more the unseen. I think more of the cosmic forces that are surrounding the circumstances for you and how those things might be affecting the outcome of this situation. Things you might not be aware of, but that might be on your side, that might be giving you some help. A lot of times these are very helpful cards, and I can tell you right now, these are way helpful. I mean, when you look at this side of this reading versus this side of this reading, you're seeing two very different things here. So it's same story, two different sides of two different ways of reading it, right? So it looks like at this, you are giving yourself these nightmares. You are plaguing yourself with doubt, with whatever, but it's keeping you up at night. It's giving you nightmares. It's making you feel crazy. It's the Four of Swords, which I equate these two, though they're not the same. They are a card of, the Four of Swords, they're both these people in bed convalescing. And so I do the Four, he's in bed too, but instead of him like being up and panicked and head in his hands, he's asleep. He's got a bandage on his head. He's convalescing because he needs to get better. He's won some battles. That's why he's got these on the wall, right? And he needs to just take a minute and sleep and give himself some time and think through what's been going on. It's been a battle and he's wounded and he's trying to heal himself. And I think that this is showing you are this energy of kind of a wounded soldier in this circumstance. You have given of yourself, you feel like you've sacrificed. And at this point, you need to take a break and give yourself some peace and like chill a little bit about it. Like the only way to get over these terrors and these, feelings is going to be to maybe meditate, see the brighter side of the picture, try and see the positive side of what's going on, but try and heal yourself. There needs to be a healing here because that's what this Four of Swords is saying is you want to heal. That's what you're trying to do, is to heal yourself. And it looks like, interesting, we've got the Empress and the Emperor in the read together, which is lovely when those two things happen. So you have both the feminine and the masculine energy of this powerful, it's a power couple energy, right? That's what the Emperor and the Empress, there is the most powerful power couple in the deck that you can get. The Empress is maternal love, strength, feminine, divine, total centered awareness. And this is what's surrounding you as far as what's helping you. These are the aspects, like the people surrounding you, the loved ones in your life, somebody that might be there to lend a helping hand. This is the energy surrounding you in this situation. So you're this wounded bird, right? You have some strong feminine energy that is here to swoop in and help you heal. And it looks like it's, again, like a kind of a power couple sort of energy. So it might be a good idea to reach out to somebody who is of a feminine energy in your circle that gives you those kinds of like comforted feelings, healing feelings, to kind of help get you through this sort of dark night of the soul time for you while you're healing. This is the hopes and fears section of things, and it's the Fool, which is an auspicious card. You've got a lot of major arcana in this section over here, a lot of major arcana just in general, but the Fool is all about new beginnings. So to me, to have a card, this particular card, in this position, which is your hopes and fears, to me it's saying that you are both excited about the idea of something new and scared about the idea of something new, which makes sense. But you are ready either way for something new. So you are trying to, whether you're excited about it or you're afraid, it's here, it's here, and it's the anticipation of whatever that new beginning is, whether it's all new or it's just new within what's already here, but there's something new happening and you're a little freaked out about it. And I think this new thing obviously stems from whatever this thing is here that you are having to deal with, this heartbreak that you're going through, or that you think you're going to be going through, or that you're going to be putting someone through, and how that's going to create a new beginning for you, a whole new start. And the star, like, this is a great card to end the reading on, because it seems a little bit like a difficult reading from the beginning. It's not that it's necessarily complicated. It actually seems like it's very like, hey, this is what we're talking about here. Like all these swords and stuff in the conflict areas. It's very much so telling me this is a mental thing that this person's putting themselves through for sure. But it is hopeful. It's a hopeful reading for sure for you, because this is saying everything that's going on behind the scenes is very strong and it's very helpful. The star is a wish upon a star card. It doesn't get much better than that, right? That's the make your dreams come true card. That is all of your planning has come to its fruition. You've barely had to touch it. It just kind of worked out beautifully. I mean, that's the star card. The star card isn't even like there's a whole bunch of work behind it. It's more just, it was meant, right place, right time. Everything was good. It was just the way it was supposed. It was like a wish granted. That's the star, right? So I feel like if you are afraid or nervous about what you are going to have to give up, or you're going to have to give something up in order to get through this heartbreak, whatever this is, it might be a good idea to, again, consult with a feminine energy that's in your life that you trust and that you know is a good guide, and give yourself time to think about your next move. Give yourself time to process whatever this is. For sure, the Four of Swords is telling me don't go too fast. None of the cards here are telling me to go too fast. They're all telling me that you would want to just pump the brakes a little and kind of ease your way through this situation and try to make it as comfortable as possible, because it's probably going to be a little painful, but that it's going to end up being a good payoff, full on decent payoff for sure, worth it in the end. If the star card is where you're ending here, it's worth it, definitely. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do a drawing from the Halloween Oracle deck. I have this guy right here. I figured this time of year it's good we can pull one out of there just to kind of give us a little final broad over brush stroke of everything for us. Maybe give us a little extra insight into the reading, but also because it's spooky season. So I thought I'd pull out my Halloween Oracle deck for that. I use it all year long, but just feels extra appropriate in the month of October. Ooh, okay, hello. And as a Virgo, just saying, you tend to be practical people and logical people. I see these swords are telling me that you're a person who uses your brain to get through a situation. You might be really trying to play the cards right and do this in the way and plan it all out so that it lays and lands, the dominoes land the way you want them to. But that might not be the best way to get through this. It might be more about your intuition and about your meditation and about, actually the Four of Swords, I believe, is the sister card to the Hermit, which is your card actually in the deck. So I do think that you are showing up as yourself, and it's asking you to be more of yourself in that respect. Take some time for yourself. Do give yourself the time to process this. All right, and we've got forgiveness, reducing burden. Now, forgive me, because I don't have this memorized, but I do have this handy little book here. I can read out what that is. It says, if you have chosen this card, It takes a big person to apologize, but in many ways it takes an even bigger person to forgive. When we hold grudges, the negative energy is incredibly toxic. It is like drinking poison and expecting the other unforgiven person to die. Whilst we may even harbor feelings of revenge, and to be honest, that does feel good for a while, it is important that we move those feelings along to forgiveness and release as soon as possible for our own health and well-being. If you have chosen this card, think about who it is that you could be forgiving, and that includes yourself. So I can see many ways that that could fit into this narrative for many different people depending on their circumstances. But I definitely think that this is indicating that forgiveness is going to be one of the ways that you're going to get to this star. Absolutely. And of course it is, because it's the best thing in the world to forgive, because once you do it, you release a lot of burden on both yourself and anyone else around you that might be attached to that particular burden. So I hope that this had some resonance for you. If it did, please please subscribe. Please let me know in the comment section below. If you want to know a little bit more about the decks used here today or the gems used, please feel free to take a look in the description box below. That's where we have all that information. Also, we do offer private readings. If you're interested in that, there will also be information regarding that in the description box below. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.